Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the Tampa Bay Rays. In 2023, the Rays got off to a scorching hot start to the season, winning 29 of their first 36 games and coasted into the first AL wildcard spot. But it was a disappointing postseason as the eventual World Series winning Texas Rangers swept them in 2 games. In 2023, the pesky Rays were led by electric outfielder Randy Arozarena, who had a 2020 season while driving in 83 runs. Arozarena is entering his second year of arbitration with the Rays and will look to build on an all-star campaign. Two guys who enjoyed career years for the Rays last season were third baseman Isaac Paredes, who clubbed a career-high 31 nukes and had career highs in hits, doubles, and runs batted in. The next guy is veteran first baseman Yandy Diaz, who primarily hit leadoff for the Rays last year and won the AL batting title with a .330 batting average and smacked a career-high 22 home runs while driving in 78. There are certainly some question marks in the rotation with the departure of ace Tyler Glasnow, who was a part of an offseason trade with the Dodgers. In 2024, they will rely on Zach Eflin to replicate his 2023 campaign, where he made a career-high 31 starts and pitched to a 3.50 earned run average. Three big-name starters will be on the shelf for the Rays. New ace Shane McClanahan will miss the entire 2024 season after undergoing Tommy John late in 2023, while they hope to get lefty Jeffrey Springs and Drew Rasmussen back midway through the year. The Rays' 2024 success most likely falls on the shoulders of the bullpen this season, as they will look to get an entire season from Fireball closer Pete Fairbanks, who's coming off a 25-save season, and adding Phil Maton to help round out the back end of Kevin Cash's stable was a big add too. Now let's take a deeper look at the 2024 Tampa Bay Rays roster. All right, Dylan. So today we're talking about the Tampa Bay Rays, and every year it seems like this team finds a way to scrap across 90 wins. When you look at their roster, and you don't really see 90 plus wins there. So they find a way to scrap and claw every single year. But what do you think about this roster?
I mean, let's just get into it, right?
Yeah,
Wander Franco is not going to be playing baseball for the Rays probably ever again, if I had
yeah,
to guess. So,
yeah,
um, they finally spent money on a guy and it blew up on them, which sucks.
yeah.
This is a fan base that's been waiting for them to invest into a player, and they finally did. And unfortunately, this is where we're at. So it does have they made swung a trade for Jose Caballero. He's penciled in at shortstop via Fangraphs here. Um, Not a bad player. Last year he had a decent year. Let's see. Last year, I guess he didn't. I guess WBC, that's what it was, right?
Mm, yeah,
But he was for the Mariners. Did have a 343 OBP. It's not bad. Um, but they expect him to be an everyday player for them.
yeah,
Obviously, Jose Siri, 25 homers last year, does strike out quite a bit,
yeah.
but you know, is what it is there. Jonathan Aranda, I think that's a place where we can improve is in the DH spot. Maybe
Definitely.
they want to, maybe it'll be Ramirez, who's on the bench here. He did have a 313 batting average last year, only a 353 OBP, so he's not walking very much.
Yeah,
But there are some guys. Let's just head over to their payroll real quick
yep.
before we get into the pitching. It says 99 million right here. That's inaccurate because it's not showing Wander Franco on here.
Yeah.
As far as the long term goes, oh, it is at the top right here. Franco at 60 million AAV. So this is I don't know how they're gonna get out of this. I don't know what's gonna happen there. It's not like it's
It's not
a
like it's
team
this is
like
yeah, like
the
a
Dodgers.
PEs. Yeah,
Yeah, let's use Bauer for example. It's
yeah,
not one of those deals um where it's a team that's close to luxury tax purposes. That's what I was getting at.
right.
So as far as the rest of the payroll goes, they got Eflin locked up, Yanni Diaz at a team friendly deal. He's been a good nice piece for them the past couple seasons.
Yeah.
Springs, Maton on a 1 year deal. Lau, he's gonna have what is this, a club option at 10.5. He has to stay healthy for them.
Oh yeah.
Fairbanks has to stay healthy. Clanahan, that's a nice little deal there, but the ARB's coming up. So yeah, he's gonna be there for a while. He's coming off TJ. He's not gonna pitch this year. So
Yeah.
when we go down here though, they're at 135. Long story short, they have money to play with, but they are one of the smallest markets in baseball.
Yep.
Free agent tracker wise. What do you think? I'm thinking to JD Martinez.
Yeah, JD Martinez does make sense. Like maybe a Adam Duvall type makes sense there. Yeah, they could splash for one of those pitchers, but I just don't see it. Maybe a Brandon Belt, veteran guy, can play some DH for them. Yeah,
Mm,
I look at Belt or JD Martinez as fits there for sure.
yeah. What about a Matt Chapman to the Rays?
So who do they
I
got at
mean,
third base right now?
I know they have the Isaac Paredes.
Raiders.
He hit
Wait,
31 home runs, but I'm pretty sure he played multiple positions last
he
year.
did. He played some
And
second base too. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's a guy that can also they could toss in the DH spot, you know? So
So do you think Ahmad Rosario is going to start for them? They have him on the bench.
I don't think he'll start.
No.
He's been last year was so bad
Yeah.
offensively.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's 2022.
look
But
at this at two. I don't know. I just went to 22. I was looking
oh
at a
yeah.
better year.
Yeah.
283 to a 312. Like he doesn't get on base.
Right.
Like 363 or 263 to a 305. Like he's not walking. He's not. That's just I don't know. That's 545 plate appearances too.
Yeah. It's a lot.
I mean, the slugging, he's not a guy that's gonna slug. I mean, you look at their roster right here outside of Caballero, I mean, pretty much everybody in Aranda, everybody's gonna be in the 400s in the slug. And look at the OBP. That's why they're so good every year.
Yeah.
I mean, these are guys that get on base to facilitate, they bunt, they steal bags.
Yeah.
Ahmed Rosario is a guy that has a lot of potential still. He's only 28, could happen. Johnny DeLuca they traded for from the Dodgers in the Glasnow deal,
Yeah.
so maybe he'll get some real playing time. They're projecting him for 11 homers, only and split time 315 plate appearances. So,
Yeah.
um, catching spot, there's not much out there. They're probably gonna go with Pinto. I don't know much about Alex Jackson. I don't know if you know anything about him,
No,
but
not much. No.
um, as
They're
far as like, don't they have a cat? Oh, they just signed Francisco Mejia
again, they
today.
brought him back.
Yeah, the Angels signed him. They let him go the first day of spring training because they said you're not gonna make the team, bud. So, um, he went back to the Rays, and I mean, yeah, the catching position is where they can add to, but there's not much there. Mike
Yeah, like
Zunino,
look
who
at
they would have
that.
to bring
Just
back.
yeah. The obviously the big blows is in the rotation, right? I mean,
Yeah, let's get down there.
you're without Rasmussen, you're without McClanahan next year.
Well, Rasmussen and Springs are coming back this season,
Right. But
mid-season,
like
but
to start, you're not going to
yeah.
have them.
Oh, I mean,
It's
this is a
interesting.
very scary rotation. I don't think it's interesting at all. I think it's these are Savali and Little are two guys that have bounced between bullpen and starting.
Yeah.
Ryan Pepio, you could say is interesting, but he's still a young. I mean, he's 26 now, but
Yeah.
what did
He's
he do
got
for
some
the
pretty good
Dodgers last
stuff.
year?
He's got
It
some
was a
good stuff.
2.14. That's only three starts though.
Yeah. He
So,
pitched out of the bullpen. Yeah.
but look at this: 14 starts out of Zach Little last year, and then you had 23 out of Savali. I mean, Eflin's the only guy that has the innings. 177. Look at
Hmm.
122,
Yeah.
90, 42, 104.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work. That
No.
is not gonna work. So,
That's what I was thinking. Like
um,
maybe they sign one of those guys, but like I just don't see him spending the money. Like I don't I don't know.
I like JD Martinez. I feel like
Yeah.
that takes him over the next like takes a step forward
Yeah.
for this lineup.
Yeah.
Brandon Bell, okay, whatever. I really like Martinez.
Hmm.
Starting pitching wise, let's see. I mean, yeah, you got the Snell ain't going
Like
back
maybe a
there. You write that
Lorenzen. We
one
say
off.
that for every team, I guess, but like even like a I'm trying to think here.
I
Uh,
mean, even at this point, what about a center guard?
or a Johnny Cueto. Like I mean,
Center guard's interesting to me because they're like them and the Pirates are like the teams that can just get pitchers back to what they need to do.
yeah,
And Syndergaard's been looking for a place where he can go to just get back to who he was. He's only 31.
yeah,
I mean the mileage. I mean it's pretty good right now. I mean
yeah.
it's he didn't throw too much last year. It was a bad year last year, but
Hmm.
maybe that's a guy they take a flyer on. Julio Teheran just signed. He's out and he's with the O's. It just hasn't been updated yet. Boyd, his injury. Herman is just not a good guy.
Evinger, like I don't know.
Urias, I don't know what's going on with that. So Greinke, if you really just need innings, maybe that's. Then what do you think about Greinke?
Like I think Granke's gonna be like if there's an injury to somebody, he's gonna be signed. Like I don't I think he'll sign like probably towards the end of spring, start of the season type guy. But yeah, there's not
Rich
much
Hill, he's
yeah.
gonna get hurt at some point,
44 still
but
kicking.
yeah, but I'm pretty sure he's been a Ray already, right?
He has been, yeah. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
played for about
so
10 teams. It's hard to keep
I
track.
think I think I saw a thing if Rich Hill signs with a new team this year, he'll tie Edwin Jackson for the most different teams at 14 clubs. So
Yeah, that's insane.
Bumgarner's career's probably over.
Yeah.
Keuchel,
Yeah, he
I
had some
mean,
moments last year for Minnesota.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
and
they
it's
have
just
familiarity with Odorizzi.
see if this gets deeper. It doesn't. Okay. I mean, Trevor Bauer is there. I'm not going to speak too much of the person and all that stuff, but I can see that if somebody is going to give him a chance,
Could be the
Tampa
Rays.
may make sense. So,
Yep.
just going to throw that out there, but we don't want to dive too deep into that. Um, but I mean, I could see if a team like that doing it. No
Were
offense to
they?
Rays fans. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you're a big Rays fan, but you guys know what's going on there. That doesn't fill up very much. So,
Yeah.
I think if there's a team that's willing to do it, it's going to be the type of team like the Rays, the low market, not a lot of fans, not a lot of uproar, stuff like that. So the PR
Well, and
wouldn't
like for
be,
the Rays that don't spend much money, it's going to be a vet min deal or an
yeah.
incentive based deal. So it's like
And
you
he's
got really
fresh.
nothing to lose, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a former Cy
And
Young
and
arm,
for
so
him too, I mean, he goes to the AL East and he has to prove that to
he can
all the
still
other
pitch.
teams that
Yep.
he can still pitch at that major league level. So,
Yep.
um, yeah, if we just take one more look at this roster, the bullpen, this is going to be their
That's
brightest
always their
spot.
bread and butter. Like
Yeah,
they just roll out. They get like if you watch a Rays game, they got guys throwing from every arm slot and like 99. Like they just all throw 100, it seems. Like every guy they get. Fairbanks comes out of nowhere, just bursts on the scene. You got Adam, who's got an unbelievable slider. Like Pache, funky guy from the left side. Like it's just a weird mix that just throws gas.
yeah. Watch out for my guy Michael Gomez, PFA guy. If you guys don't know what PFA baseball is, that's where I work. Um, Michael Gomez he just got picked up in the Rule 5. Cash has made some comments about how he likes him. He's a little sidearm guy. He throws 97 miles an hour, 97, 98. Hopefully he makes the team. So shout out to Gomez. Yeah, but as far as the rest of this bullpen goes, Fairbanks for a full season, let's see what we get out of that.
Hmm.
They're
I thought,
expecting him to have 30 saves. Last year he had 25 and 45 innings. They got to keep this guy on the field.
yeah.
Obviously, they have guys to step in. Jason Adam was good.
Hmm.
Um, they're adding Phil Maton, who's was good for Houston in 66 innings pitched. Like he did it all year. Sean Armstrong was good last year. There's guys that can fill in for Fairbanks, but obviously Fairbanks is the guy if they can have him for the full year. So,
Yep.
yeah, this is where they're going to win a lot of ball games. If they can score runs
Yep.
early in games and get to the sixth
Where
inning,
are they
they're going to
projected
be
to be in
okay.
the standings here?
Let's see it. They have them in second place.
So yeah, I mean, like what, like
I don't.
I
I'm sorry. I don't think that, but
I think 87 is a little too high, but I mean, again, it's the Rays. Like obviously last year they had that huge start and got that huge kickstart, and they really kind of just coasted around 500 the rest of the year. But I mean,
yeah,
87 seems a little high, but it's the Rays, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to get that benchmark.
yeah.
It's
I
a hard
mean,
division, man. It's tough. It's
but they won 99 last year. They
yeah,
went what like 20-4 in their first 24 games.
yeah,
Say you split that in half
yeah.
at 12-12.
Yeah.
You take 12 wins off, what do you get? 87. So
Yeah.
they're basically taking away that first great month they had
Yeah.
and giving them that 87 wins, saying they're going to be the same team as last year. They're just not going to win 20 out of 24 games.
Yep. No, that's
Do I?
that's
But
totally
they don't
fair.
have McClanahan. They don't have McClanahan this year. The starting pitching is a problem. They may lose some games early, and because their offense can't supplement that starting pitching.
Yeah.
It just
I
can't.
I agree.
There's not enough. There's not enough in that lineup right now, in my opinion, to be a 90 win team. But there's enough in the if they get past the fifth inning, they're gonna be okay. I think
Mhm.
the Orioles are better than them. The Blue Jays, they have the best rotation in baseball, or sorry, best rotation in the East.
Yeah.
Um, one of the best in baseball. I think I think that they're neck and neck right now, but I do think the Orioles are better than both of those teams.
Yeah.
What
There
do
we
you
go.
got? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would probably have them in 3/4. I would have the Yankees and the Orioles ahead of the Rays. Yeah, they'll be in contention for a wild card if they can stay healthy and get a good bullpen. Like, and that's what I think.
But I think if you add a JD Martinez,
Yeah.
like this team, it changes.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
before we
put
get
them in
out
your
of here,
four
I'm just
hole.
gonna go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, real quick, you know, that top four can get it done, and then you just need some guys to take some step forward. But Aranda cannot be your starting DH. I'm
No.
sorry.
No.
So,
Yeah, they
um,
you definitely need a healthy Brandon Lau too, because when he's healthy and on the field, he's got 30 plus bomb potential. So
correct. So it's gonna be obviously with every team, health is key, but
yeah.
I think with this offense, health is really key. If
Hmm.
they start to lose a Brandon Lau and they lost like a Yandy Diaz, this lineup can look pretty tough real quick. So obviously you could say that for any team, but those guys aren't necessarily superstars,
Right.
right? These are just really good Major League Baseball players that are complementary pieces on many other teams. So um, it's a little bit different than saying like, oh yeah, Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts get hurt for the Dodgers, they're screwed. It's this is a little bit more drastic than that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um, yeah, anything else?
No, I think that was covered all pretty good. If they can stay healthy, they'll be in it around the race for sure.
Yep. All right, guys, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.